So it hasn't been looking too good for Rashod Rice. At this moment, he has turned himself in. The Dallas police had issued a warrant for his arrest and was given 24 hours to turn himself in after charges were filed. Later that night, he turned himself in before being released on bond, which was a total of $40,000. There's a few things now that makes this a whole lot worse for Rashod Rice, as it does look bad for him. He has a total of 8 charges against him, including 6 counts of collision involving bodily injury, 1 count of collision involving serious bodily injury, and 1 count of aggravated assault. There's some pretty hefty charges piled up against him. One especially doesn't look too good is aggravated assault. That's never a good look on anybody, especially a young athlete. During this whole entire process that has now been going on for a little over a week, we have yet to hear anything from the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs, and I wouldn't expect them to make a statement yet. But it draws a question on what the possible consequences will be for Rashod. There's a lot of people and lawyers saying that he could be fined and not miss any time, which would be great, but that just isn't fair or realistic. If we are being realistic, gonna at least miss a game. There's no way he doesn't miss some time, and to think that most of this could have been avoided if he just didn't flee the scene, that's what made this whole situation a lot bigger than what it needed to be. This will be a huge wake-up call for him. The only people that were charged were the 2 drivers, being Rashod in the Lamborghini and SMU cornerback Teddy Knox in the Corvette. Rashod Rice played at SMU in college. The Chiefs selected Rashod after trading up in the 2nd round to get him. He didn't quite hit the 1,000-yard mark last season, but he was very close and showed great signs of huge potential and growth. That's why it makes no sense for him to put himself in a situation like this, but he did, so we have to accept it and fully understand it as we watch the legal process play out. But what does this mean for the future of the Kansas City Chiefs? This team is on the brink of cementing themselves in NFL history, being the first team to three-peat, but with an offense that struggled all season long, losing their best target, that's going to hurt. Fortunately for the Chiefs, they drafted the best quarterback in the league who has already proven he can get the job done with any group he has. And the Chiefs signed free agent Hollywood Brown, who has been seen a ton working out with Mahomes, and man, does he look good. His route running is very fast and he can move and shift very quickly. He's going to be one of the faster receivers Mahomes has played with, as he has played with quite a few speedsters. Hollywood Brown was the only receiver to reach 1,000 receiving yards with Lamar Jackson, and now that he's going to be receiving passes from Mahomes, he's expected to have a breakout year, and he'll finally be able to showcase his talents and abilities as he helps out this offense. Also spotted working out with Mahomes has been Cadarius Tony. There's been a lot of people concerned on his future with the Chiefs and the NFL. People would jump to conclusions saying he doesn't care or he doesn't work out, but he has been spotted working out with Mahomes, and he had made quick story posts of him working out, jabbing at some of the people so concerned about what he's up to. Cadarius Tony is going to have to step up a ton this season. We all know the struggles he went through last season, from dropping a handful of passes and causing a pick six in the very first game to the offsides during the Bills game. At the end of the day, Cadarius Tony still has a great set of skills and has shown he is in college and for the Giants, and even with the Chiefs, that he's a good player. He's a shifty route runner as well. He can get himself open. He just needs to catch the ball. When the Chiefs first traded for Tony, he was a great asset to this offense and looks really good. Completely different than what we saw last season. Tony was also a main reason why they were able to win the Super Bowl against the Eagles with his punt return and his touchdown. He was a huge part to their success that season. He now will have a bigger task at hand, and we will see if he will be able to step up as expected to. The team will benefit if he can play consistently this whole entire year. The Chiefs have him on a cheaper contract as well, so it makes no sense to cut him or drop him. He might as well stay. He just had a rough start to the season last year. It couldn't have started any worse for him, as he was also being attacked online constantly for it. So I'm just excited to see a bounce back year for Tony. The Chiefs are also potentially going to be looking to draft a receiver as well in this year's draft. There's people saying they need to focus on getting a big interior guy or a safety, or even to focus on the defense, but I still think it would be very valuable for this team to draft a receiver in the first round, especially if Rashod is potentially out for some time. This offense needs as many solid receivers as they can get. They will need plenty of playmakers to step up. We all saw Xavier Worthy break the 40-yard dash record, and there honestly isn't anyone better of a fit for the Chiefs than him. He isn't only fast, he can use his speed to track down passes nicely as well as get behind coverages. It'll be interesting to see if he even would be available at pick 32. I don't think the Chiefs would move up in the draft, as they've already made a ton of offseason moves. I just don't see him trading up in the first round to get Worthy. But if he was available at the end of the first round, I'd fully expect the Chiefs to draft him, especially after already having a meeting with him. Xavier Worthy has publicly said as well that he would like to go to the Chiefs. His speed would be the best fit in an Andy Reid-led team. Him and Hollywood Brown as well would be very nicely together, and then you add Rashod Rice eventually to that group. That would be a deadly receiver core, a young one too that will continue to improve. Hollywood Brown is very fast as well, like I mentioned, so you have him, and then the record holder for the 40-yard dash. Giving Mahomes a quick offense like like that makes this offense a threat again. Other teams around the league were not threatened at all by the Chiefs offense last year, and I'm sure the last thing they want to do is that again. Sure, they could coast their way through the regular season again and turn it up for the playoffs, but I would like to see this team mesh throughout the whole entire season. This team has the chance to do something special, and they already have one of, if not the best defense in the league, which is the youngest, and you now set that up with an offense to be way better. That makes them Super Bowl contenders again. This team has every piece they need to go back to the Super Bowl and hopefully get the first seed in the AFC again. Luis Rezaman is also another piece to this Chiefs offense, and he was also seen working out with Patrick as he will be fully transitioning to playing American football. This is another asset the Chiefs found that will help elevate their offense by using him in special plays designed for him and other trick plays that we've seen with Andy Reid's teams. I believe there will be specific plays meant for Luis, especially with the new kickoff return. He will fit in perfectly. Going to have to adjust and learn and figure out running with pads comfortably, but Luis will thrive in the NFL and will thrive with the Chiefs. The Chiefs do so good signing players because guys like Luis are on anybody else's radar, but Brett Veach made the decision to sign him to a long-term contract, so having him develop with the Chiefs organization, it'll be exciting to see what a player he transitions into. Let me know what you think of the whole Rashod Rice situation and who you think the Chiefs should get in the draft. Make sure you guys comment down below, and while you do that, leave a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos.